it can be easy to confuse explanatory research with exploratory research. If you are in doubt about the relationship between exploration and explanatory research, just remember that exploration research lays the groundwork for the later explanatory research. So they have a relationship. You can explore and later apply explanatory research. So I would advise the two should not be confused together. Exploratory research lay the groundwork for explanatory research to be conducted. So this session will have to look at explanatory research. We are still on the series, Decision Making 106, Organizational Research, by Professor Emmanuel Tettey, Country Director, E-Africa Research Center, EAC International. So, explanatory research. Explanatory research is the type of research that aims to uncover the underlying cause and the relationships between different variables. It seeks to explain why a particular phenomenon occurs and how it relates to other factors. This type of research is typically used to test hypotheses or theories and to establish cause and effect relationship. Explanatory research often involves collecting data through survey, experiments, or other empirical methods, and then analyze that data to identify patterns and correlations. When I mean correlations, relationship that exists between them. The results of explanatory research can provide a better understanding of the factors that contribute to a particular phenomenon and can help inform future research or policy decision. Type of explanatory research. One, we have experimental research. This involves manipulation one or more variables to observe the effect on the other variables. It allows researchers to establish a cause and effect relationships between the variables and is often used in natural and social science. Quasi-experiment research or quasi-experimental research. This type of research is simpler to experimental research, but lack full control over the variables. It is often used in situations where it is difficult or impossible to manipulate certain variables. We are still on the types of explanatory research. Correlation research. This type of research aims to identify relationships between variables without manipulating them. It involves measuring and analyzing the strength and the direction of the relationship between the variables. Case study. Case study is another type of explanatory research. This involves an in-depth investigation of a specific case or situation. It often used in social science and allows researchers to explore complex phenomena and contexts. Types of explanatory research continue. We are still on type of explanatory research. We have historical research. This involves systematic studies of past events and situations to understand their cause and effect. It is often used in fields such as history and sociology. Then another type of explanatory research is survey research. This involves collecting data from a sample of individuals through structured questionnaires and interviews. It allows researchers to investigate attitudes, behavior, and opinions. Explanatory research method that we can use to apply explanatory research. One, experiment. In experimental research, researchers manipulate one or more variables to observe their effect on other variables. This allows them to establish a cause and effect relationship between the variables. Two, method, survey. Surveys are also to collect data from a sample of individuals through structured questionnaire or interview. This method can be used to investigate attitude, behavior, and opinions. Correlation studies. This method aims at identifying relationship between the variables without manipulating them. It involves measuring and analyzing the strength and the direction of the relationship between the variables. Then we have case study. Case study involves an in-depth investigation of a specific case or situation. This method is often used in social science and allows researchers to explore complex phenomena and context. Historic research. These involve the systematic studies of past events and the situation to understand their cause and effect. It is often used in fields such as history and sociology. Then secondary data analysis. This method involves analyzing data that has already been collected by other researchers or organizations. It can be useful when primary data collection is not feasible or when additional data is needed to support research findings. Data analysis method. How data can be analyzed using explanatory or when you are applying explanatory research. One, correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is used to identify the strength and directions of relationship between two or more variables. This method is particularly useful when exploring the relationship between quantitative variables. Then regression analysis. Regression analysis is used to identify the relationship between dependent variables and one or more independent variables. This method is particularly useful when exploring the relationship between the dependent variable and several predictor variables Path analysis. Data analysis method code. We are still on the data analysis method. Path analysis is a method used to examine the direct and indirect relationship between variables. It is particularly useful when exploring complex relationship between variables. Then we have another data analysis mode, structure equation modeling, SEM. SEM is a statistical method used to test and validate theory models of relationship between variables. It is particularly useful when exploring complex models with multiple variables and relationships. Factor analysis. data analysis method still continue. Factor analysis is useful to identify underlying factors that contribute to the variation in a set of variables. This method is particularly useful when exploring relationship between multiple variables. Content analysis. Content analysis is useful to analyze qualitative data by identifying themes and patterns in text, images, or other forms of data. This method is particularly useful when exploring the meaning and the context of a data. Application of explanatory research. How we can apply explanatory research. 1. Explanatory research can be applied in social science. Explanatory research is commonly used in social science to investigate the cause and effect of social phenomena such as relationship between poverty and crime, or the impact of social policy on individuals or community. Marketing. Explanatory research can be used in marketing to understand the reason behind consumer behavior, such as why a certain product are preferred over others or why customers choose to purchase from a certain brand. Healthcare. Explanatory research can be used in healthcare to identify the factors that contribute to a disease or illness, as well as the effectiveness of different treatment and intervention. Application of explanatory research still continue. Education. Explanatory research can be used in education to investigate the cause of academic achievement or failure, as well as factors that influence teaching and learning processes. Explanatory research can as well be used in business. Explanatory research can be used in business to understand the factors that contribute to a success or failure of different strategies, as well as the impact of external factors such as economic, political change on business operation. Then we have public policy. Explanatory research can be used in public policy to evaluate the effect of policy and program, as well as identifying the factors that contribute to social problems or inequality. Purpose of explanatory research. So we want to know the purpose why people conduct an explanatory research. The purpose of explanatory research is to identify and explain the relationship between different variables, as well as to determine the cause of those relationships. That is 1. 2, the type of research is often used to test a hypothesis or theory and to explore complex phenomena that are not well understood. 3, explanatory research can help to answer questions such as why and the how, by providing a deeper understanding of the underlying cause and mechanism of a particular phenomenon. Therefore, for example, explanatory research can be used to determine the factors that contribute to a particular health condition, or to identify the reason why certain market strategies are more effective than others. Examples of explanatory research. Examples of explanatory research that we can find in our day-to-day business. Exploring the factors influencing customer loyalty. So in assessing customer loyalty, we can apply explanatory research. A business might conduct explanatory research to determine which factor, such as product quality, customer service, or price, have the greatest impact on the customer loyalty. This research can involve collecting data through survey, interviews, or other means, and analyze it using methods such as correlations or regression analysis. Thank you. Understanding the cause of crime. Law enforcement agency might conduct explanatory research to identify the factors that contribute to crimes in a particular area. This search could involve collecting data on factors such as poverty, unemployment, drug uses, and social inequality, and analyze it using methods such as regression analysis or stretched equation modeling. Examples of explanatory research still continue. Investigating the effect of a new medical treatment. Medical researchers might conduct explanatory research to determine whether a new medical treatment is effective and which variables, such as the dosage or patient usage, are used with its effectiveness. This research could involve conducting clinical trials and analyzing data using methods such as path analysis or SEM. Then finally, exploring the impact of social media on mental health. Researchers might conduct explanatory research to determine whether social media use has a positive or negative impact on mental health. Which variable, such as frequency of use or the type of the social media, are associated with the mental health outcome. This research can involve collecting data through survey or interview and analyzing it using methods such as factor analysis or content analysis. So, explanatory research can be conducted in various areas, in business, in social science, in health, and even them can be applied by the media to assess impact of so many things. So an explanatory research is such an important research that aids our day-to-day life. Thank you.